Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is what is blocking your flow of abundance in your life. Now, abundance doesn't necessarily have to be money. Abundance can also be your time, your energy, your health, okay, your happiness. So, when you go through this reading with me, I want you to think about what areas of your life are you perhaps having lack of abundance with? Okay. And any of those areas. And then we're going to pick a pile and get some information on what might potentially be blocking your flow to the abundance in that area in your life. So take some time. You can pause the video, meditate, pick out which pile resonates most with you. We've got pile 1, 2, and 3 here. And yeah, hopefully we can get some good information for you today that will improve your life. Hello, my group ones. If you picked this pile, this is your message all about what is blocking your flow of abundance. So let's see what we can get for you. For my group ones, what is blocking the flow of abundance in your life? All right, we've got a couple cards here. We've got the Courageous Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Okay, so what I'm getting from this card is that what's blocking your flow of abundance is perhaps this need that you feel that you have to hide part of yourself. Okay, because it says, let yourself be seen. So there's something that maybe you're uncomfortable with sharing with others. Um, Something that's maybe more dynamic and a little bit deeper about your true nature that you have a hard time talking about with others. You have a hard time maybe even understanding yourself. And like the peony, this is a very dense flower. Okay, it has a lot of petals, there's a lot of layers in a peony. So it's a very deep, sort of complex type of flower, as opposed to, like a daisy, let's say. And so I see you as this is your true essence, this is your true being, someone who's very multifaceted, unique in nature. Okay, maybe a little bit more complicated. I don't know if that's the right word. Not complicated, but complex than maybe what you allow others to perceive or what you are feeling comfortable showing. And so, what's going to help unblock this flow of abundance in your life is accepting and embracing your true nature, letting yourself be seen, letting yourself be heard, letting your true nature come through, living in your authenticity. Okay. So ask yourself, what areas of my life could I be more authentic about? Is it how I show up for my family? Is it how I show up with my friends? Is it how I show up at my job? What areas of my life could I be more authentic in? And actually, before we move on to the next card, one more thing I feel compelled to say is abundance is in our true nature. Okay. And we are kind of conditioned as humans to think that abundance is something that you have to earn, you have to work really hard for. Um, it's not our natural state. If you have abundance, you're extremely lucky and blessed. And I want to remind you that abundance is your natural state. Okay, so when you start living more in your authenticity, when you start showing up in the world as more as your true self, you're in alignment with your true nature, your spirit. And spirit is, there's no lack in spirit. There's no lack in the universe's original essence. Okay. And that's like what your spirit is. And so when you start living from more of this authentic place, you begin to get more in alignment with your true nature, which is abundance. And so abundance will start to flow more naturally to you once you live more in your authenticity. All right, we've also got the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Okay, so I think this fits in with this card here, which is, are you seeing the full potential within yourself? Is there some sense of feelings of unworthiness? Like, maybe deep down you struggle with feeling worthy of actually living out your life in your true authentic form. Or maybe you don't feel worthy of having abundance financially or with your time or with happiness. Maybe there's a deep down belief, an unconscious belief that's hidden under the waters of your consciousness that is keeping this flow of abundance blocked. Because our belief systems are the foundation for everything that we experience in our life. Excuse me. I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat in these videos. I got sick a couple weeks ago. And really all that happened was I completely lost my voice and I had no other symptoms. And I'm still dealing with not having my voice fully back 3 weeks later. It was the oddest thing. Anyway, um, our subconscious beliefs are the building blocks for what it is that we actually experience in our 3D reality. And so, what is blocking your flow of abundance? There's something in your subconscious beliefs here where you're not seeing your own full potential. Maybe you don't feel worthy of it. And so, if you can start to work through some of that unconscious belief system, you will start to see more of a flow of abundance come into your life. And with anything like this, changing our belief systems, manifestations, it does take a little time. We don't live in a reality where we snap a finger and something just manifests out of thin air. So you have to give it a little bit of time before you start seeing the results of this stuff. But if you truly believe that you can change your belief systems, that you can step into your authenticity, that you are worthy of letting yourself be seen, seeing your full potential, living your full potential, you will start to see results. I promise you. Just give it a little bit of time. And then we've got karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So, another piece to what is blocking your flow of abundance is something karmic within your life. Maybe your soul signed up for the challenge of experiencing lack of abundance so that it could understand the value of having abundance. There's a thought. Because keep in mind, we learn more from the hardships of our experience than from the things that just happen easily and are free of conflict. Okay. So maybe there's a part of you that sought out to feel a sense of a lack of abundance so that you could remember that you are worthy of being abundant, that you could learn the true value of actually having abundance in your life. So if you're struggling with feeling a lack of abundance, it could be that your soul actually signed up to have that experience. Okay? Because without polarity, you you can't have light without dark. You can't appreciate the good without the bad. Polarity is part of the way that reality works. And so it serves a purpose. So keep that in mind if you are someone who is really struggling with feeling abundant, okay? Polarity serves a purpose for us. All right, what else can we get from my group ones? We've got the sacred masculine, protective, active, inner strength. So, Spirit is saying to act on this nudge to live more in your authenticity. You might need to dive more into your inner masculine type of energy, which is like more of the not aggressive, but feminine is receptive. Masculine is more like going out to get it. It's more of like the input. And so maybe there's an imbalance in your energy that could benefit from tapping into more of this like masculine type of energy of acting, taking the action and having the courage and the inner strength to live in your authenticity. Okay? Let me move this right here. Oop. We've got, fierce, stand in your power. I mean, if that's not a confirmation of the sacred masculine card, I don't know what is. Stand in your power. This is you like taking ownership of your abundance in your life, okay? Like claim it. I think something that would be really helpful for you is affirmations. And for me, they really made a difference in my life. And when I first started doing them, this was years and years ago, I was not in a good place at all. But I kind of intuitively knew that affirmations were a piece of the puzzle for me to rewire my subconscious mind. And at first, it felt a little silly and it took a while to kind of see results. But again, I just had this intuitive knowing that it was going to be a beneficial practice for me to help rewire my subconscious. And so I did affirmations for a very long time. I think affirmations could be really helpful for you. They're really powerful for two reasons. The first is it reprograms your subconscious mind, stating these statements. I recommend saying them out loud. Saying them mentally is beneficial as well, but there's more energy and power behind a spoken word. So I would recommend at least internally, but try externally too, having sessions of affirmations for yourself that confirm where you're feeling lack. I am worthy. I am abundant. I am confident to step into my authenticity and show up as my true self. I claim abundance. I claim money. I claim health. I am abundant. Money flows to me easily. I have freedom of time. I have an overflow of happiness where I can give to others freely because my cup is full. Saying things like this over and over and over slowly rewrites your subconscious programming. And again, your subconscious programming is like the layer that's under your beliefs, and your beliefs drive what you experience in 3D reality. So it's like the bare foundation of how you can start to change the reality that you experience. So stand in your power, know that you're worthy of it because you are. And then we've got dreaming, curious messages, endless possibilities. So, what do you dream about? What are your aspirations? What sort of lifestyle just sounds so amazing and fulfilling to you? What sort of things would your abundant self be doing on a day-to-day basis if they had truly lived in abundance? Dreaming is really powerful, like daydreaming, because it your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and fiction, okay? And so like if you can play this dream in your mind of what you would feel like if you were like your best self who felt the most abundant all the time, and get into the feeling of what that would feel like. What sort of actions would you be doing on a day-to-day basis? What sort of self narration would you have about your day? These are all like really powerful exercises and how you can rewrite your reality, shift timelines into something that's more resonant with who you are, like with your true essence. So daydream, be curious, like let your mind have fun with what it is that you would like to experience. So maybe for some of you, what's blocking your flow is you're not dreaming enough. Maybe your aspirations are um, too bound and restricted because of belief systems like, oh, I could never have a life like that, or oh, I'm not worthy of doing those things. I could never show up as my true self. It's just, all of those types of things. Maybe you need to dream more. All right, we've got Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is like lacking long-term vision, caring, and nurturing. Okay, this is like you have an idea for something and you want it, but you're not willing to really put in the work or the effort to accomplish it. Like giving up too easy, not being creative enough with your thinking, not being dedicated enough to what it is that you desire. Okay, so lack of motivation, could that be part of what is blocking your flow of abundance? Okay, ask yourself, is there an area of my life where I'm lacking dedication to something? Like maybe it's time to get more serious about the goals that we have or the types of abundance that we want to have in our life. For instance, if you are thinking financial abundance, which I'm sure a lot of you watching probably will, are you putting enough money into, let's say, your retirement so that you could reach the stage where maybe you retire early and you can afford the lifestyle that you want to live? Are we spending all of our money right now because we just want to enjoy life and it's, you know, butterflies and rainbows, but there's no planning for how do I actually create abundance? What would that look like? What do I need to save to build wealth in my life. You know, something like that. Let's see if we can get any more tarot cards on group 1. What is blocking your flow of abundance here? My group 1s blocking. Ooh. All right, we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is when we are not fulfilling our potential, okay? This is lack mindset. This is feeling deficient, feeling like it's not enough, all of these things. And so, are you guys in a lack mindset? Truly. Is there a lack mindset that's happening where maybe deep down you do not feel you deserve abundance? You don't deserve, let's say, financial wealth. Ace of Pentacles can also talk about when we are missing an opportunity because, I'm sorry, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Because when Ace of Pentacles shows up upright, this is all about an opportunity that's coming our way. And so when it's reversed, maybe part of what's blocking your flow of abundance is, are you keeping your eyes open and your mind open to the possibilities that exist for you to help create that abundance? Okay. Let's see if this deck has any messages for my group 1s. Ooh, that one definitely wants to come out. All right, and then we've got the Ceremony of Life. Okay, this card is celebrating life, celebrating yourself, living in your joy. I mean, look at her in the image. This is someone who is dancing, like just in pure enjoyment of themselves, celebration of themselves. So embrace the joy of being who you are. That's definitely a message that I'm seeing come up in multiple cards here. Is there's like a subconscious, I think, belief of just lack or not being worthy or something like that. That's like your flame isn't fully ignited. Your flame for passion, your flame for action, your flame for like seizing the moment when the opportunity comes. And if this resonates with you, don't be discouraged. The beautiful part of what this shows is you have the ability to change it if you want to. So don't be discouraged if you're like, you know what, gosh, that does sound like me. Like I have been caging myself and preventing myself from feeling abundant and living the life I want. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. These are lessons we all have to go through. Feeling a sense of worthiness has been a huge piece, one of the biggest, actually, I would argue the biggest piece for me personally of my spiritual awakening. I struggled with so much lack of worthiness. That was my belief system. And so I know what it's like to work through these things. You can change it if that's where you're at. Oop. Then we've got Eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles. So Spirit's saying, wherever you are right now, even if you're discouraged, that this is not the life that you want to live and you're not stepping up to be who you want to be, it's okay. You can triumph over these troubles. They're just obstacles. You can soar above it. All it takes is first the awareness that this is where you're at and the desire to change it. And once those two things happen, it just takes a little time before you start really seeing it manifest in your life. But once you do, it just starts flowing. Okay? We got a few that fell out here. Ooh, we've got lobster, financial pinch. Yeah, so this gets into like a lot of the pentacle cards here because they're in reverse. So maybe for some of you, you had like, maybe you're feeling financially tight or there was some sort of financial loss that you've experienced. And so it could have just hit you emotionally hard where recovering from that has been a challenge for you. And maybe you've internalized it too much. Like whatever situation this was has now permeated into like your belief system about what you're worthy of. Because again, remember, your beliefs drive what you experience in 3D reality. So if some sort of financial loss of some kind or hardship or pinch has seeped into your subconscious, seeped into your belief systems that, oh, this happened. So now I'm not worthy of abundance. I'm not worthy of, feeling financially free. It's going to manifest, right? Like that's your belief system. It will continue to manifest. So now's the time to stop that belief system, to really dig deep into your subconscious and figure out where are your beliefs in regards to abundance in your life. Okay. Then you've got crown, honor and respect will come to you. Okay. So this is, I think, talking about stepping into your authenticity, like we had discussed earlier. Um, Once you start living authentically, those that are worth it will honor and respect you. And those that don't are not worth your time. As we age, as we get older, we start to really understand the value of where our time and energy goes. And so people that don't resonate with your real being and your real essence, it gets harder and harder to spend time with them. And so anyone that might fall away from your life when you start stepping into your more authentic self and allowing more abundance to come into your life isn't worth sticking around for long term anyway. Okay. Let's see what other final messages we can get from my group ones. Resilient. Stay as strong as the evergreen trees. So stay strong and resilient in this phase of your life. If you clicked on this video, there must be some feeling of lack of abundance somewhere in your life. Okay, hopefully this reading has given you the tools to work through that, to understand it a little bit more so that you're able to change it. Stay resilient because again, this stuff takes time to manifest. Like if you're recoding your beliefs, it takes time to show up in physical reality. So just give it a little time. Stay strong. Think about trees. Trees are like, you got to be like the most patient plant species on the planet. I mean, think about how slow they grow and how long the longevity of something like that, right? Like it's a long-term thing. And so they have to be resilient to survive. And so Spirit is saying you will find your abundance if you can tap into your subconscious here and work on these things and just be resilient and wait and let the manifestations of it surprise you. Be open to it, feel worthy of it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this reading. I appreciate you watching so much, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye. Hello, group two. All right, if you chose this pile, this is your reading on what is blocking your flow of abundance. So, abundance can be anything in our life. Okay, this can be, abundance of course, money, health, happiness, friendships, time, experiences. And so think about what areas of your life are you feeling maybe a lack of abundance in? And this will be your reading for what is potentially blocking your flow in that area of your life. Okay, let's see what we get here. For my group twos. All right, we've got feminine showed up. This is interesting because in the last group, sacred masculine showed up. And so feminine showed upright, the masculine is not the side that showed up. And so Spirit is saying for this group, you guys need to be more in your sacred feminine. Just very funny. Okay, so our sacred feminine is very like creative energy, okay? And receptive and nurturing and loving and, self love and all these things. So, what aspects in your life maybe could benefit from being in more of this receptive, loving type of state? You could be just too much in your masculine energy right now, which is action oriented, drive, force, structure, logic. Are you too in your logical brain right now? Do we need to get more into our creative type of thinking? Creative type of thinking is more of a flow type of state. Okay, so imbalance here of your sacred masculine and feminine energies, pulling in more of a feminine type of energy about your life, your thinking is going to be beneficial for you. It's going to help unblock the flow of abundance. All right, let's see what else we can get. Ooh. And we've got innocence, inner child, play, nurture. The nurture is, very connected with the feminine that came up in this card. So Spirit is saying that what's blocking your abundance is you're too much in your logical brain right now, too much in your masculine energy. Sometimes it's better to not act. Sometimes it's better to like sit back and receive. The other thing about that receptive type of energy is you're putting out the vibration of like, yes, bring it to me. I'm worthy of it. I don't even have to do anything to attract it. I just allow it to flow to me. Or I birth it into existence because I'm creative. I know how to play. When we're in the zone, you know how when you're in the zone with something that you really enjoy doing, uh, and it's, some sort of like creative outlet, whether that's writing or making music or, making art, like painting, something like that, where it's a creative outlet and you're really in the flow, how rewarding it feels and how like positive it feels. That's the state that you need to get into more, because that energy sends a code out to the universe that you are worthy of like having the freedom to take time to enjoy yourself, to be in that flow state, that you're worthy of not having to be so in your masculine type of mindset of like doing and going and action oriented and having to produce results, but like you're just allowing things that like are play and nurturing for you. You're allowing it for it to happen because you believe that you're worthy of it. You're like calling it into your life. And when you do that, more of those types of experiences start to come into your life as well. So, something that you could reflect on is, what areas of your life are you being too analytical about? Are you perhaps being too logical about? Maybe there's too much structure around something. Maybe you need to make more time for play. What area of your life could benefit from more of a play, innocent type of mindset? And stepping into this feminine energy of just like allowing for it to like come to you because you're worthy of it. Let's see what else we get for my group twos. What is blocking flow of abundance? All right, we've got ancestors, guidance, protection, lessons. So, is there a belief system within your family that is like lack oriented? Sorry, I'm trying to get these like looking straight for the camera. There we go. Is there, do you come from a family that maybe there's more of like a lack type of mindset with life, whether that be money or time or freedom of expression, something like that? Like, that's the first thing that I heard when I pulled this card is, maybe you come from a family where like that's the narrative, like abundance isn't my natural state. I have to work so hard to like barely get by and I'm still paycheck to paycheck. Or it's really hard to be healthy, I can't afford healthy food options, that kind of thing. Um, if there's something within your ancestral lineage that has passed down certain belief systems to you that keep you in a lack mindset, it's going to affect your ability to call in abundance into your life. It's going to affect the flow of abundance because the universe only responds to energy. And so if you're in a lack mindset, it's going to show up in your life as lack. The other interpretation of this card is guidance. Is there guidance from someone in your family that could help you create more abundance in your life? Maybe someone that has created it for themselves that's in your family. Could you benefit from having a conversation with them? Like, how did you do it? What were the first steps? Can you give me any advice for how I can create more of that type of abundance in my life? Look for guidance. Look for lessons within your family lineage of what works for what you want in life and what doesn't. And if there's something that you've been taught that doesn't align with your energy and your desires, then you have the ability to change it. All right, let's see what else we get for you here. We're going to pull out tarot now for my group twos. Let's get some more information on what is blocking the flow of abundance. Oh, all right, we've got judgment. So this is self-doubt. Okay, the judgment card when it's upright is like being born again into your authentic self, because in the original tarot and the Rider-Waite deck, they're like, and in this one too, you can see it as well, that he's like naked. Anytime someone is naked in tarot, it's symbolic of authenticity, like your true form, right? There's nowhere to hide. You're naked. And so the judgment call is like waking up to your true self, like your true authentic nature, your soul's purpose, your mission here on earth. This is like evaluating what feels right for me and what doesn't, and making adjustments that are more in alignment with what actually resonates with you. So when it's reversed, this is like lacking that energy. This is not being in the mindset of who am I really? What do I really deserve? Okay. This is someone who is not authentic, has self doubt, has not learned life's lessons, does not know their true calling, isn't stepping up to their true calling, is fearful to. Okay. So, is that you? And that's funny. That was very similar with the first reading, too. A lot of like authenticity messages came up of like being your authentic self, showing up, having the courage to. Let's see what else we can get. Let's pull out a few more tarot cards. Spirit, for my group twos, let's get more information on what is blocking their flow of abundance. If there's any doubt in your mind about what you're worth, that is some of the hardest work to do, is working on our self-worth. But it's one of the most beneficial foundational aspects if you're on a spiritual awakening journey, because once you step into like your worthiness, everything changes. Everything changes. Because worthiness has implications in every aspect of your life: love, money, career, family, health, self image, self expression. Like, if you don't have worthiness, all of those areas of your life will suffer. And so, look for ways where you can improve your own feelings of self worth. And I said this with the first group, and I'm going to say it with you guys too, because I think it's necessary. Affirmations are a great way to do this because they reprogram our subconscious mind. And spoken word is like a spell, you guys. It is literally you outputting something into the ether, and the universe only responds to energy. Your words carry so much energy. So be really, really, really cognizant of what type of way do you speak about yourself? What type of way do you speak about the experiences that you have? Also, though, the thoughts that you have, okay? Fake it till you make it. Start saying things like, I am worthy of abundance. I am so in flow with my soul that abundance just finds its way to me. I am healthy. I am happy. I have the ability to do what I want and what I need to when I need to. And it flows easily to me. Start talking to yourself like that. Like when you're in the car by yourself, um, even if it feels silly at first, it becomes more and more natural the more that you do it. And once you start seeing your life actually change, you'll be glad that you worked on stuff like affirmations, because again, it's just going to reprogram your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is beneath your belief system. Your belief system is what drives what you experience in your 3D reality. So that's the foundation for how you change your 3D reality, is you've got to reprogram the subconscious. All right, these two want to come out. All right, we've got the Seven of Swords. This is like being sneaky and being dishonest and like trying to get away with something, trying to take advantage of somebody. Um, and so I kind of feel like this is you doing it to yourself, actually. Like, there's just a sense of like trying to get away with something that, like, maybe you're trying to fool yourself, I think is what I'm trying to say. Maybe you're trying to fool yourself. Maybe you're betraying yourself by not actually living in your authenticity here. Yeah, Spirit is saying you have a choice. Two of Wands. This is like taking the first steps towards something and like making a choice. Okay, planning our future. Like, see how she's looking out at this seemingly like bridge leading out into like the heavens. This is her like about to embark on a new journey. And she's contemplating if she wants to leave, and if she does, like what decisions she needs to make. Okay. What path she needs to go down. So Spirit is saying, like, are you fooling yourself by staying stuck? Are you really fooling yourself? Do you really think that you're not worthy of abundance? Or is there something deep down that tells you that you are, but you just don't know how to compute it into like living it? Spirit is saying you have a choice. You could stay where you are, you could stay stuck, or you could choose to be reborn again. Okay? Like, come out of this casket and come into like your true form. Maybe your lack mindset has served its purpose in the sense of it's protected you. Maybe that's what you are like scheming here, you're trying to get away with yourself. Maybe that's served its purpose for you. It's protected you from getting hurt or feeling a sense of failure or trying something new and then realizing it didn't work out, or whatever it is. And so if that is the case for you, like, don't feel ashamed that that's where you've been. It's all served its purpose. We're all just on a journey of learning and expansion. But Spirit is saying you have a choice. Do you want to stay there, or do you want to move into allowing the flow of abundance coming into your life? Let's see what else we can get from my group twos. Is blocking the flow of abundance here. We've got pineapple, reconciliation. So, is there a relationship in your life that could benefit from some reconciliation? Maybe for some of you watching, the abundance is in happy relationships, and you felt a lack of, support and relationships in your life, whether that be like friendship or family or, love. Is there a reconciliation that could bring about a feeling of more abundance? And then we've got coins. Money will be coming to you. All right. Well, if your question is about money, there you go. There's a sign from Spirit that money will be coming to you. I think if you are watching this and your main concern is money, Spirit is saying if you can make these changes, money will come to you. Like, that's your confirmation, guys. And then you've got Whale, great worry over nothing. Yeah, I think that fits in with this masculine, energy here. The card was saying to get more into your feminine. Um, masculine energy can be a lot of that, like worrying and like having to fix things again, because it's action oriented, right? So a lot of what can drive action is worry about something happening if you don't take action. So getting into more of that like feminine type of energy is, again, it's like that receptive, like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because I know that things work out for me. Something like that, you know? So great worry over nothing. And it's not to diminish your worries. You know, we're human. The human mind is meant to think like that. But here on this channel, we dive into our soul space. We do a lot of spiritual work. And so it's kind of like reconditioning the mind out of like um that human type of framing into more of like your soul expansion and what that energy and how that would manifest in thinking. All right, let's get any final messages for my group twos. Oh, you know what? Before we do this one, I wanted to do this deck for you guys. Let's see if we can get, yeah, I wanted to get messages from this deck. My group twos, blocking flow of abundance. Then you've got messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so where can you bring more harmony and balance into your life? I think one area is definitely your masculine and feminine type of energy, right? We've already addressed that. Is there another area of your life that could benefit from more balancing? Okay. Then you've got all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. This is so fitting for the rest of the reading. I feel like it confirms exactly what I've been saying, which is like you have to like you have to take ownership of your you have to take ownership of like where your worthiness lies and what's underneath it, or like what you've been taught from like family, let's say. If something doesn't resonate with you, then take ownership of it and rewrite your belief systems. Like, even if your parents think, like, oh, you know, I'm just always going to be paycheck to paycheck. It's so hard to make a living. Everything's so expensive. If you don't want to live like that, don't have that narration. Internally, externally, take authority, inner authority, turn your gaze within. I mean, that fits in nicely with the judgment card too, because it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying or doing. All that matters is, how do you feel? How do you feel? If something in your life doesn't feel right, or if it feels off, change it. If you're surrounded by people that have certain mindsets about something that doesn't resonate with you, don't buy into it. Don't converse with them about it. Choose to have a different narrative for yourself. All right, let's see. Now we'll do this deck. Get any final messages for my group two. Path. Wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Yeah, so if you're going against kind of like what you've been taught so far, that's okay. If you're going down a path within this advice that, you know, not a lot of people that you spend time with are going down, as long as it feels right to you, you can't go wrong. So don't get discouraged. You've got clearing, make room for growth. Clear out what does not serve you. Habits, beliefs, thoughts, narratives. If it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't benefit you, if it doesn't feel right to you, clear it out. And then we've got joy. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. So, what brings you joy? Spend time doing more of that. Maybe spreading joy to others will put you in this state of like your cup is so full, you're giving to others. And so that abundance is going to flow to you more. Because if we're spreading joy, spreading seeds of joy, we have seeds to spare. So it's like we're pouring from a full cup. So you tell the universe, if that's the case, you're telling the universe, like, I'm worthy of abundance because I live in abundance so much. I can give some away. Just a cool practice to like get in the state of manifesting, like getting in the state of feeling it, being it, and then the universe like gives you situations that fit that energy. All right, well, that's all I have for this reading. I hope it was helpful in some way and will help you guys just kind of reprogram your mind into how you can allow more abundance into your life. Um, but I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. All right, bye. Hello, my group threes. If you chose this pile, this is your reading on what is blocking your flow of abundance. So I've said this for all the groups, but I want to remind you abundance is not purely financial. It can be, but this can also be like any other area of your life. So this could be, health, happiness, your time, your relationships. So whatever area of life this might be for you could be different for each of you. Okay. So I just want to point that out. All right. We've got surrender, trust your higher self. Okay. So are you not trusting your higher self? Gosh, this is so funny because this is so similar with like messages I got with the other two groups, which is like your higher self is your most authentic self. And everyone's had similar readings of like just not really stepping into their full authenticity. So, collectively, those of you watching, I think just a common theme is just some lack of ability to really live your authentic self. And I do understand that because for me personally, it's taken a long time to get there as well. I'm almost 40 and I feel like I'm really just starting to kind of do it myself. So don't feel bad. Um, but yeah, surrender to your higher self, surrender to your true authentic form and what really resonates with you. Um, your higher self is abundant. There's no lack of abundance in spirit. There's no lack of abundance with your higher self. This is a human conditioning type of thing, having the lack mindset. So it's okay if, you're feeling a bit of like disconnect from really knowing who your higher self is or feeling some sense of like incompletedness. I think that's a very normal part of the human experience. So don't feel bad. You're just human. All right, let's see what else we can get for you on my group threes. What's blocking the flow of abundance in my group threes? Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. This card came out for group one. Okay, so sacred masculine. This is the sacred masculine is like your action oriented type of energy, right? This is like someone who goes out, fights for what they want, seeks it, takes action on it. Okay. So you might just need to step more into your sacred masculine type of energy. That could just mean having the courage to actually take action on living the life that you want. And once you do that, abundance will start to flow in more naturally anyway, because you're in alignment. Okay, so taking more action. Oh, wow. And that, gosh, so fitting. Dissolve, release identity, merge with source. So, what masks are you wearing that are not like in alignment with your higher self? Ask yourself, what mask am I wearing? Is it holding me back? Is it preventing me from being more in my flow, receptive, abundance type of um, vibration? Okay. Release any old identity. Look, you've got release and surrender. So maybe you need to rewrite who you think that you are and what you're worthy of in order for abundance to come in for you. What aspects of your identity can you let go of? Something like, you know what, thinking this way just isn't serving me anymore. Doing the same habit or the same action is not serving me anymore. Or is there a piece of your identity that keeps you like literally from creating abundance in your life? Like, for instance, let's take money just because I think that will be the most relatable context here. Let's say that, of course, we all want to be financially abundant. I mean, I think that's pretty universal. So let's say, like, your finances are not where you want them to be, but there's a piece of your identity that keeps making decisions that financially aren't sound, that financially drain you more than the value you get out of what you've spent. Something like that. Is there a piece of your identity? Does any of that resonate? Are there decisions that you're making that are keeping you out of this state of flow of abundance? Okay, that could be like spending frivolously. That could be that could even be like having greed around money. Like maybe part of your identity is like greedy with money, like holding on to it so tight because you're afraid you're going to lose it. And that's a scarcity mindset. That's a lack mindset. That energy that you're outputting into the universe is going to attract more of that. So could that be dissolved? Could that be released? Is your current identity someone who says, you know what, I don't want to plan for the future because I just want to have fun right now? So you're not saving so that you could build up wealth to get to a state of abundance where financially you might not need to work anymore. There's a lot of ways that you can slice this pie and a lot of different perspectives you could have about it. So reflect on like what pieces of your identity are not in alignment with your higher self that could be more aligned with the flow of abundance. What actions could you take that would be more in the flow of abundance? Like if this is abundance and health, are you working out regularly? Are you eating healthy? Are you getting enough rest? Are you taking care of your mental health? If not, take action. Financially, are you saving money? Are you investing so that your money makes you money? Stuff like that. All right. Let's pull some tarot cards. Ooh. Okay, this card showed up for my group too as well. There is so much similarities in these three piles. I feel like collectively you guys are all in a very similar state right now with your relationship to abundance. But this is good. Like, hopefully, we can build a community here and help each other. Okay, so Seven of Swords is like getting caught from like being sneaky about something. Having a regret, like Seven of Swords is like you're sneaking around, you're you're pulling the wool over someone's eyes, you're like taking advantage of people, you're maybe manipulating people. And then when it's reversed, it's like the secret's out, the cat's out of the bag. It could also be um, like having an apology, and coming to amends with someone that you had this type of situation with. Okay. So, is there an area of your life where you maybe took advantage of either someone else or yourself, or like manipulated someone else or yourself into believing maybe the way you're living is, healthy, or this is a good decision when really it wasn't? Because this can be like doing it to yourself too. And I think as humans, we do this a lot actually, is because we have like our conscious mind, but we've got the subconscious here. And I think sometimes we try to trick ourselves into thinking that we're like doing something good for ourselves when in actuality, like subconsciously, we know we're not, if that makes sense. And so I think this is Spirit's way of saying, like, there's no more time for that. You're not going to get value from that. What you're going to get value from is really exposing your raw nature, dissolving the masks, and letting go of like these sneaky thoughts that you think are like benefiting you that actually aren't. Okay. Let's see what else we can get for my group threes. All right, we've got the Chariot in reverse. So this is like not taking action. This is like stagnation, okay? Or like not feeling lost as to like what direction to go. When the Chariot's upright, they're driving forward. It's like the dualities come together and like merge forward to like create movement. So with it being reversed, there's there's just a lack of movement, a lack of motivation, maybe just confusion of which direction to take. Maybe you're feeling confused, okay? And you need to get more clear, have more clarity around the direction that you need to head. So if that resonates with you, take some time and process that and ask yourself, where do I want to go? What would Ask yourself, like, what abundance am I looking to have? Like, have that be point B, and you're currently at point A, and reverse engineer it into like, okay, how can I get from point A to point B? How can I do that? And that will get this type of energy reversed. You'll start to make progress. You'll start to have forward movement. You'll start feeling less opposition and friction towards the goals that you're striving for. Let's see what else we can get for my group threes. Oh, that is too many, Spirit. Yeah. If like 2 or 3 fall out, I'll take it, but it's a whole clump of them. That's just operator error right there. All right. That should be reasonable. All right, we've got Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Yeah, I think one of the funny things about the spiritual awakening process and in the spiritual community in general is, there's all these like tools and methods of stuff for like spirituality and healing and, consciousness expansion. And all of those are great. I use a lot of them, so I'm not putting them down. But what I'm leading up to is the further you go down in your spiritual awakening, the more you actually start to realize you don't need anything besides yourself. Like all the tools are great, all of the rituals are great, but they're not necessary. I still do mine though. Like I still have my rituals and my tools. I do these tarot readings online for you guys because I just enjoy it and I feel like it's my soul's mission. Um, but my point is the recognition that the answers to anything that you're really seeking is within you is a really um it's like a monumental point in your spiritual awakening. It's like this aha moment of like, oh, I all I need was like to quiet my mind and go within. And once you do that, like the answers are there. It's actually so simple. But we're humans and we like to complicate stuff, right? And then you've got the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Ooh. Okay, so there will be some sort of spontaneous awakening from you, like a download that's going to activate something within you that you can integrate into your life that will bring in abundance for you. So set the intention to have this moment. Like intention is everything. Allow yourself the ability to experience it. Like allow yourself to be worthy of experiencing it. Once you can activate this awakening and integrate what is learned from it, you will be on a path that's so much more aligned with abundance. It'll become more of your natural state. So that's really exciting to see. And then you've got wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Okay, so another piece to the puzzle for you on what's blocking your flow of abundance is sometimes things have to happen in divine timing. And this, more often than not, I feel like does not co-align with our human idea of the timeline. Okay. It's kind of like, let me use a relationship, for example. When you're in a relationship with someone who's bad news, but you've got the blindfolds on, like you're in lust, you think you might be in love, but you're like in lust, and you think you can change them, and um, like it'll get better in time, and blah 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 blah. And then you break up and you're like heartbroken, right? And like at the moment, you're just seeing it as like, oh my gosh, how could this person not want to be with me? I'm so unworthy. This is just terrible. Why can't I ever find love? And then, like, years later or sometime later, the right person actually steps into your life, and you have this thought on that previous relationship of, like, oh my God, I am so glad that never worked out. That's kind of like what the spirit is saying is like, in the moment, you might be experiencing something that's really disappointing for you. And you're extrapolating it out into all these meanings of things of your worthiness and how hard life is or whatever the case may be. But it's actually not working out for you right now because there's something better waiting for you in the future. But currently, things are just being woven. Okay. So, patience and belief and faith that abundance will come to you in divine timing is going to be key for you guys. And then you've got lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So, the struggles that you are facing with abundance in your life, And again, whatever context that is for you, health, money, relationship, career, um, your soul has been through this type of experience before. And so spirit wants you to know that like you are able to overcome this. Okay. This is not like a new challenge for you on a soul timeline perspective. Okay. And this lifetime, this earthbound lifetime, it might be new and feel very new. But what spirit is saying is like, you've done this before. You've overcome this situation before. It's part of your gift to overcome it. And I think that that's why this card came up too, because like the intelligence of like overcoming this situation already lies within you. You've already done it before. All right, let's see what else we can get for my group threes. Oh, and then we've got, well, family wishes come true. So just a really good omen from spirit here. Okay. Family wishes come true. And I feel like they're saying like your wishes will come true. And what I just heard is like fitting in with this, like it's not time yet. Things are being woven. I'm kind of seeing it as like it's currently in the well and like the universe is like slowly working its way, pulling it up the pail. So it's going to take a little time, but it's also going to take some effort from you to like pull up this pail. But your wishes will come true. It's just buried deep. It's buried deep. It's deep in the well. All right, spirit. Oh, that one's not supposed to be in there. Let's see what else we can get for my group threes. All right, we got those two. Oh, we got three. All right, we've got fly, a period of ill health, depression. Ill health doesn't have to be physical. This can be, you know, it's got depression on here. So this can be like emotional, mental. Okay. So part of what has blocked your flow of abundance is this period of ill health. Now, it's up to you to determine what this means for you. Is this mental? Is this emotional? Is this physical? Okay? If you can be honest with yourself about what areas of life this card has shown up for, it's going to be the first step for you rewriting it. Right? You've got chair filled, someone new is entering your life. So, this person that will be entering your life could be someone that really helps you on your journey to finding abundance. This could be a friend or a family member that is helping you with, you know, new insight on something. This could be a financial planner that is going to help you financially get control of your finances and set a plan for abundance in the future for you. This could be if you're looking into like more abundance in your health, this could be seeing the right, you know, specialist or doctor that's going to help give you the answers that you need to overcome whatever, you know, period of ill health that you have. This could be a therapist. Someone is going to enter your life that will offer assistance in helping you create more understanding and a better plan for the abundance that you're looking for. And then we've got crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I think, given the context of this reading, this is going to be like you're reborn. Okay. You're going to be reborn again into someone who is worthy of having abundance, calling in abundance into their life, worthy of being connected with the right people that will help them on their journey to find abundance. Okay. For others, this is going to be a new conception of an idea of something that can bring you abundance. So, like a business idea. A new business idea that will help you financially have abundance. Any final messages, Spirit, for my group threes on what's blocking their flow? Abundance. That one wanted to come out. Idle hours. Take some time to lie on the emerald grass. All right, so reflection. Reflection. It's funny, you have idle hours and then you've got wait. So there is messages here about just kind of like waiting. So that could be, it really could just also be as simple as like, you guys just need to wait for the abundance to flow in. Like maybe the patience isn't there. Maybe the faith that it's coming to you isn't there. Because when we know we're in a good spot, like when we're at peace, it's easy to take time to lay on the emerald grass, right? Like we're fulfilled, we're at peace. There's no pressures, there's no worries to do something, there's no lack mindset where you feel like you have to overcompensate and be doing all these things. You're just fulfilled, you're at peace, so you take time to lay out on the emerald grass. So it's kind of like just embracing that energy of like, I know everything's going to work out for me because abundance is in like my birthright. I will have it. That type of energy is going to allow the abundance to flow in more into your life. Let's see, is there any final message? We got this one. Oh my God. Okay, what was I just saying? Oh my gosh. Patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. Do you think nature rushes? Do you think nature worries? Do you think nature stresses about like what they need to accomplish for the day? They don't. It's have some, you have so many, you have wait, you have patience, you have idle hours. Okay. Are some of you like in this perpetual state of just anxiety? Like, oh my gosh, just worry and like, oh my gosh, like there's just never enough time and like I just don't have enough money and I'm always stressed and everything's so expensive and everything's so hard and like that type of thinking, that type of energy. Spirit is saying that is blocking your flow to abundance. Because again, like if you're abundant already, you don't have those thoughts. You don't have that energy about yourself. Like think about it. If you were truly abundant, how would you act? How would you feel? How would you think throughout the day? You know what I mean? Like that's what spirit is saying. Like that is what you need to embrace more and claim more. Because once you can get your vibration at that frequency, you are a radio signal putting out those vibrations out into the universe. And the universe will give you more of that. It's law of attraction 101, it's manifestation 101. The universe only speaks in the language of energy. Like attracts like with the universe. So start to embrace more of that abundant, in flow, relaxed. I can just allow it to come to me type of energy. Okay. Be patient. Remember, you've done this before. dissolve any old masks and or parts of your identity that don't fit into this new version of you that you want to become. The new version of you is patient because they don't have to rush. The new version of you believes that they're abundant and knows it will come to them in due timing. The new version of you takes action that is in alignment with abundance and having direction on your goals and having your goals become, enterprises that actually make money and bring in abundance for you, right? Like this is your new identity. So embrace it. Allow some time for it to start to feel more natural for you. But I promise you, if you can do these things, abundance will start showing up in your life more and more, and you'll get the momentum going. I think this has been a great reading. And yeah, I wish you guys so much luck on this journey. And I'm wishing you all the abundance in the world in whatever context you may need it right now. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.